Greetings and salutations, Charlton66 Steve here once again with a long-awaited video. Well, maybe for some, but I haven't been on for a little bit. Just going over some stuff. Went to Baltimore Comic Con. That was great. I'll talk about that for a little bit. So if you want to fast forward to the comic books and the commissions and stuff, that's understandable. To hear me ramble on, but you know, it might be informative for those who have not been to Baltimore Comic Con before, who do live in the area or can get to it pretty quick. It's comparative to what people say to Heroes. If you've ever been to Charlotte, it coincides with. Let me take these off. I'm kind of getting glare. It kind of coincides with the same experiences people have at Charlotte. It's comic book oriented, and we'll talk about that. And I've always talked about Baltimore in the same sense. So, one of the things I want to go over real quick is some shout outs. Micah Graphic Man Comics invited me on a live stream last night, and it was great. I met some new YouTubers who are now going to be, I've subscribed to them and going hopefully have more interaction with them in the future. It's a virtual cornucopia of YouTube content makers in the comic book realm, obviously. I'm going to go over them here in a second. Check this out. Let me get the glare off of my bagging, boarding, and feeling fine. Ain't it the truth? Indeed. Bagging, boarding, and feeling fine, which I have been doing. You can see behind me very short boxes, magazine short boxes. That's where I store my comic books in, my main collection. I'm new to the CLZ app, and it's it's like a virus. I'm all over that app now. I've been a pen and paper guy forever and a day, ever since I was young. Going to my first con, I think it was in 78 or 79. 78, I think. It was a little local con in Wheaton. So I need to start writing this stuff down. So it begun there. But however, I've embraced the technology of the new century, the new decade, so to speak. But CLZ is phenomenal. Those who have not tried it, you get like a week free, and after that, it's like $19.95 a year, not a month, a year, and it's well worth it, in my opinion. I'm not here to sell it. You can take it or leave it, but it's great. I've been dealing with that. It's behind me. So far, I logged in since a week and a half, about 4,200 books. I got about another 15 short boxes to go, but I'm not doing any long boxes in the basement. I got about 20 of them, but they're recent stuff from the last 20 years. They're completed. I mean, they're recent comic books I bought off the shelf. Ultraverse, different Daredevils, Batman, that type of stuff. And I know what I have down there. I mean, I'm not going to go out and look for it. It's going to stay there. I'm not going to put that into the app, but that's where I'm at with that. But back to what I was talking about last night. We had a good time. Check out Graphic Man Comics, I think it's his name. But just put in Graphic Man and you'll see a little emblem indicating that's who he is. And we did a pretty good live stream. I wrote them down. Easy Comic Reader was on there. Excellent. A good time. Psychotronic Squirt Gun. That's another fine YouTube channel. And all these guys, they read comics. They know what they're talking about. Good personalities. And it's just, there's no pretense. No, they're not, it's not pretentious. It's like they read them, they enjoy them, and they want to talk about them. And they have good channels. Cheap Comic Collector, another fine channel. Heroes for Hire Comic Club, another good channel. Again, I just first met these guys last night. I have heard of them. I've not sat down. Well, I've been so behind on my YouTube videos that I normally subscribe to anyway, let alone these new cats. But they're well worth subscribing to and checking out. Here's for Hire Comic Club and a Cup O Comics. We all want a cup of comics, just like a cup of Joe. Yep, those guys are great. I wrote them down so I will not forget them. And please subscribe to them, check them out. Tell them I sent you. The good old I sent you. So I picked up some comic books at Baltimore. It was a good show. It always is a good show for me. I think for anyone who goes, I've never heard anyone being disappointed at Baltimore. Crowd management's good. Um, the facility is good. It's relatively, you're not trying to get in between people like some cons do that I've experienced in the past. Um, and I went. So here's my plan of attack. I wasn't going to film. Maybe I always say it. Maybe I'll film next year if I get too excited, to be honest with you, and I want to look at comic books and talk to artists and creators that I know and shake hands and just talk. I don't want to camera someone's face as I'm talking to them. Nothing wrong with that. I love like Comics Den. The way they do it is awesome. I really enjoy that. But I don't know. I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. I just want to just enjoy the experience, not to be selfish, but for myself. That's what I'm there for. Um, Anywho, I went. My plan of attack: go Friday, skip Saturday this year. This is the first time in the 25 years. This was the 25th year for the con that I did not go the full weekend. There's a reason for that. Go Friday. Whatever I get, I get. I saved up for it. No debit card, no credit card, cash on the barrelhead. Once it's gone, and I'm done. So I plan to go Friday, which I did, because there's less crowds on Friday, obviously, but you don't have much time, and sometimes not everyone will be there on Friday, or they'll come late Friday. Sometimes. I'm not saying that's the case this time, except for one dealer, and I'll talk about it in a second. So I'll go Friday, skip Saturday, and I volunteer Sunday. So, I volunteered first part of the morning no, it was all day Sunday. Yeah, it was 12 to 5, and they closed at 5 on Sunday. Yeah, it was most of the day on Sunday. I volunteered at the con, worked some lines, crowd control, have a little sign up saying end of the line, and tell people where to go, that type of stuff. In my second year volunteering, and I find it rewarding, kind of giving back to Mark Nathan, who's really given us this excellent con throughout the years. Anyway, so that's what I did. Went Friday, skipped Saturday, volunteer Sunday. Had an excellent time, like I said. Got some commissions. Steve Conley, awesome creator. Check him out. And got a commission from him. Commission from the Frame Brothers, which I'm going to show those two commissions. The third commission is not done at this time. It's from Jonathan K. Snyder, who anyone who's familiar with his work, very, very good. He knows, he loves the golden age and things of the past as far as comic books and movies and that kind of stuff. Just talking to him, so I'm getting a Hydro Man done, not the Spider-Man villain, but the golden age Bill Everett character, Hydro Man, that appeared in Heroic Comics. Going to get that commission. It should be coming in the mail here in a little bit. That's already paid for and everything. Everything's done. Just got to pay the postage, which not a problem. So I'm waiting for that. So convention was cool. I had a great time. The comic books I'm going to go over right now, I picked up. Like I said, I'm almost 10 minutes into this, and not too bad. Just talking about the con. One of the things, the prices are not coming down all that much from last year, as far as the dealers. My main mission was to find Zaza the Mystic, number 10. It's a rare Charlton. It's on this list. This list for those who care about Charlton and about rare comics, is here. This is from, I made a copy from my issue of what number 9 of Charlton Spotlight. If you see a copy of Charlton Spotlight, you're in a Charlton, get this. Or if you want a copy, you know how to reach me through Instagram or the messages, and we can talk about an address, and I can send you a copy of this if you want to have a list of the Charlton's rarest comic books. This was made by a guy named John Corfel. Now, John Corfel is the only one that is known. I'm sure there's someone else maybe out there, but anyway, this guy's known. He passed away, unfortunately, in 2016. He's the only one that had a complete run of every single Charlton comic book, which amassed to, it has a number, over 6,000 books. 6,300 over that Charlton titles. He had them all. So he compiled this list of the rarest Charltons. Like I said, he passed away. I tried to do research to see what happened to the collection. It's been donated, given away, so I can't find anything. So I don't know what happened to it. Hope it's still in the family. It'd be great if it is and not sold piecemeal out there. But there's 17 in his top list right here, and there's 102 after that. So Zaza the Mystic is on there. So are 2 other books, and I was able to acquire them when I was at Baltimore. Zaza the Mystic. No, some dealers looked at me like I had lobsters crawling on my ears when I asked about it. They just didn't have it. Some people knew of it. I know my buddy, everyone's buddy here, Night Tiger. He's got a copy of it. However, I'm always on the look for Charltons, as you know. They're getting higher. It seems to be the more in demand. People are now recognizing Charlton. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. They're getting their heyday, so to speak. There are certain books, obviously, getting priced out of affordability for me. But however, there's still the trade. The trade. That's what I did. I took my beloved issue of Strange Suspense Stories, number 19, the Ditko electro chair cover. Went to the dealer that I bought it from initially. Again, my collection, like I said before, is an evolution. It's a growing, living thing where it's not going to be stagnant. I had the book. It's not graded. It's raw. Maybe 3540. Read it. Had it in my collection. Loved having it in the collection. But there is other fish to fry, and this list is out there. And so it happens that this dealer I'm friends with knows I collect Charlton, and knows I had my eye on certain books. And 2 of the rarest Charltons, which are on this list, he had. So, through a trade, I got these 2 rare Charltons for my Strange Suspense Stories, number 19, and some cash. So everybody was happy. The commission paid for the commission. I am beyond happy. I'm going to show the 2 books here in a few minutes. I don't want to show them right away because I just everyone like, what is it? What's it going to be? Again, if you're not a Charlton guy or comic book guy, everyone's comic book guys, but if you're not into the idea of having a cool rare comic book in the collection, but it's 2 Charltons, hard to come by. And the dealer I dealt with said if I ever want to get rid of one of the books, come back to him because he'll take it all off my hands. And that's what I've done with him. My Tales of Suspense 39, bought from him, we traded back, he got it back. The 4 Vickies that I have from Atlas, I bought them from him, traded back to him, bought them back from him. The Strange Suspense Stories 19, I bought from him, traded back to him. So I always go there because he's a good guy, And in fact, we're doing another trade, which I'll talk about in a little bit, of another hard to find Charlton that I'm very happy to have in my collection. So keep this list in mind. Again, if you want a copy, if you're into old comic books, Charlton, we can do the old snail mail thing. I have no problem making more copies and send them out to folks who would like to have that, just the knowledge in their collection. You may very well have this in your collection, not even know, or you may come across a dollar bin and see Zaza the Mystic 10 for $1 because they don't know, and that's happened to all of us. Anyone who's been collecting comic books for a long period of time, even a short period of time, go through a dollar bin. Someone might not know what they have, or at a garage sale, yard sale. People at yard sales, they're 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 becoming hip to the Batmans, the Wolverines, the stuff from the movies and everything. They're hip to that. But Charlton, CDC, up in the corner, not Center of Disease Control, Charlton Distribution Company, or corporation, I can't remember what it is, but the little CDC, there's no Charlton logo, it's just some crazy looking comic book no one cares about. They might have in the garage sale for $1. I don't know, but you never know what you're going to find. So if you want a copy of this, you contact me on Instagram, DM me, or we can talk here and we'll figure out a way to get an address to get this out to you if you want a copy of it. But it's well worth having. So, not without further ado, Baltimore Hall. This was what happened to be on top. Never had this in my collection. I don't know why. Adventure 425. Great colluded cover. We got Ox Toth in here and Gil Kane, which is a treasure trove of comic goodness. So I do not know why I never had this in my collection, but there it is. Nice shape too. These are becoming pricey. The DC Bronze Age adventure comics and the horror. It's, again, I've said it before, that they did it with Charlton. They're doing it with the DC Bronze Age horror. The dealers price themselves out of the market for people buying pre-code horror. So let's attack the DC Bronze Age stuff. So that is what we have there. Too much stuff. Also picked up Super Comics from 1941, number 33. It's so big I had to put it in a magazine bag. Very cool book. Look at all the features in this. And there's so much more than what they list in here. But the Smiling Jack was the thing. Like Popular Comics and Super Comics, I'm a big fan of. Smiling Jack is my man, and I'll show you a nice commission here in a second. Teenage Love 76. I can't remember. I didn't get this at Baltimore. I can't remember if I showed this before or not. That's a pretty cool book. Might have been Baltimore. I can't remember. Or maybe I did it before Baltimore. I can't recall. Billy the Kid 84. Career Girl Romances. Yeah, guy behind the tree. Pretty obvious. Romance books, as you guys know, are another one, and one of the ones I did trade is a romance book, but it is tough, man. Hen's Teeth. Not this particular book, but the ones I'm getting ready to show here in a minute. All right, it's House of Mystery number 265. Pretty wicked cover. I hate spiders, so I got this. This was when I was in my Navy days. I was buying very little comic books, if any. So I don't know why it took me so long to acquire this one, but it's the Last Days of the Justice Society of America Special 1. Alien Encounters number 6. Never seen this title before, but it's very interesting. Very good stories. I won't have to find the rest of these. Alien Encounters number 12. And you have pretty cool sci-fi stuff. Outlaw Kid, number 111. Always going to have westerns, man. That's prerequisite. Now, here is the two books that I traded. This one I'm going to show. There's only one right now on eBay, and I know the seller. He had it at Baltimore last year. This is my copy is about a 5055. He's got a graded 7.0 for $979. It's a tough book. It is In Love, number 5, from 1955. It's Jack Kirby, Joe Simon on the cover. It's from their mainline company that went under. Charlton bought artwork from them and published it as a Charlton comic. There's no Jack Kirby art in this, but he did the cover, and it's such a tough book. This is the first Charlton issue. I can't remember how many there were. I think 3 more after this one. I can't recall. But yeah, this is something, and it's on that list of the rarest Charltons, the In Love number 5. 10 True Love Stories. Of course, Jack Kirby, Joe Simon invented the romance comic. And here's the second one. A very tough Peter Paul Candy Company 4-in-1 jumbo comic book. Had Record Squad, Space Adventures, Crime Justice, and Space Western. They were coverless, and they bound them up in one volume. There was supposed to have been a second volume, but it never came to fruition. This might be 4.0, 4.5, but it's fantastic. It's very thick, and it's a rare Charlton, and it's up there. I don't know the price range on this. Guide has been very low, but the market dictates something completely different. Although value does not dictate anything to me, they're just tough to get. When you do see them, you have to pay. But again, I traded, so no harm, no foul to me. I got rid of a great book. I shouldn't say get rid of it, but I traded a great book to get 2 great books and some cash, and it was a phenomenal day. Also happy to get these. So that was my highlight of Baltimore. I traded at Baltimore, but I could not get the books. He didn't have them with him until I knew. I know this dealer very well, so I knew he had them. So I didn't pick them up until a small con here last weekend, and there they were in all their glory. So, and he's trading me. I had the hardback with the dust jacket. I mean the slip case. Dave Stevens, Brush with Passion. Read it. It's been on the shelf. I know it's a high-dollar book. I'm done with it. Damien wanted it. He's the dealer. I traded to him. I'm giving him that. He's giving me Danny Blaze, number 1 firefighter. Danny Blaze, firefighter number 1, in a 6.5 graded Charlton comic. Tough to find. I don't know if it's on that list or not. Let me see. Yep, Danny Blaze 1 from 855. It's in the 102 book list. So I'm going to get that in November, and I'm very excited. Rare Charltons, man, I'm telling you, this adds to the collection, makes it great, makes it fun. I enjoy it, and at some point I'll trade them again. It's just fun. I have them. I read them. It's great to have in the collection. Another thing I picked up at Baltimore is Popular Comics, which I just mentioned. I love Popular Comics. Super Comics, because you get so many features. Smiling Jack, and this one, Taming the Pirates, and the really great cover of Smiling Jack there, doing a bombing run. Smokey Stover is fun to read. Smiling Jack, Del 4 color. I can't remember what number this one was, but thanks to my CLZ app, I can look it up and find out what it is. But this is from the Jerry Woodbury, it looks like, collection. His name's up there. So Jerry, if you're out there, yeah, Jerry with the G. So this was his comic at some point. But again, nice smiling Jack. Got smacked upside the head. And he's on plane. Wow. Big fan of Don Winslow, number 31. Don Winslow of the Navy. Fun book. Don Winslow of the Navy, number 36. All from Baltimore. Had a great time. This I never had in my collection. I don't know why. And again, one came through the shop that I work in, and I said, what is this about? And I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've never had this. I saw it at Baltimore, and I said, let me pick this up. It's his first appearance. It's Nightmaster. Nothing to write home about, but it's just fun. Good artwork, good story. Great character. I wish they would expound on that. Maybe they already have. I don't know. Another one I picked up in Baltimore, Zoo Funnies for the Charlton collection. Zoo Funnies number 4. Not a big fan of Funny Animal, but the Zoo Funnies are early Charltons. And I think it was like $20 or something like that. It was at a good price, so pick this up. Jonathan K. Snyder, like I said, was there. Loved talking to him. Great artist, great cartoonist. He knows what he's doing. Go to him on Instagram. He posts his work. He'll post commissions in progress. And I can't wait to see, because he'll show a snippet, like maybe an arm or something. And the person will know, oh my gosh, my commission coming up. But he posts great stuff. Excuse me, phenomenal artist. One of the few things I didn't have from him that I came across was his Johnny Quest. I think this was an AOK either from Dr. Silver Age. I think it might be Dr. Silver Age. If I'm mistaken, I'm sorry. I can't remember who sent this to me. My apologies, but anyway, Johnny Quest number 6. Jonathan K. Snyder signed it for me. Right up here at the top, he did the cover. Star Trek number 4. A buddy of mine told me this was a great story. I needed to read it. So I saw this for a whopping $3. I think it was $2 or $3. So I picked that up so I could read it. This, big fan of the Shadow. Friends of the channel know. Any pulp character I'm a big fan of. The Howard Chaykin Shadow I was trying to stay away from, but I read all the Shadow stuff I can get my hands on, other than the Golden Age stuff. So I figured, let me give this a try. So it's number 3. I don't have, I don't know how many, 4 issues. So I don't have 1, 2, and 4, but I do have 3. I just don't like the outfit. He looks like a runway model, kind of, with the shoulder shoulder pads and he uses I think in this one he uses mini Uzis or something. So but I'm gonna give it a try. I like Chaykin, so we'll see what it's about. Stargirl, big fan of the characters involved with Stargirl, the TV show, of course the Golden Age characters. So this was the summer special, but I bought this one not knowing that this one is the same book with a different cover. But my man Vigilante is there at the bottom. He's my man. So I bought it not knowing it was the same book. Anyway, there's 2 of the same book, different covers. Let's see what else I pick up. Warlord number 3 for whopping $3. I do remember that. Victory Comics out of Falls Church, Virginia was there, and I got this from them. Number 4. Beautiful copies. I read Jack C. Harris's book, The Working with Ditko, with the time in DC in the 80s, working with Steve Ditko on numerous projects. One didn't come to fruition, which I wish it did. It looked phenomenal. The pencils and the I don't have the book handy. It's kind of buried into some comics right now. It's a great book. Working with Ditko, Jack C. Harris. So I realized, well, I don't have a lot of 80s Ditko. If I did, I don't have them with me anymore. but I don't remember the stories they were talking about. So I don't know what happened. Big Ditko fan. I don't know why I don't have them. So I'm gonna make that a change and make sure I got some stuff. So I got Shade the Changing Man #6. Shade the Changing Man #5. Obviously, I'm going backwards here because I was going through a box with my recent acquisitions and logging them in. Here's 3. This is a good comic book. A lot of, sorry folks. #2, Shade the Changing Man #2. This is a nice shape, man, for whopping $3. Love this stuff, man. Warp #1. Nice condition. Great series. I used to have. There's a bunch of comic books that ended up missing in my collection years ago. I had went to the Navy. My collection was still with my mom and dad. Went to the Navy in the mid '80s. Had the collection sent to me. However, there are some long boxes that never made it. I don't know where they went to. I don't know. I don't know if my mom never sent them or they're in the storage unit. That it's long to history. But anyway, Brave of the Bold's gone. A lot of my independent stuff from the '80s is gone. My Justice Machine stuff, which I love the Justice Machine. Early Brave and the Bolds, later Brave and the Bolds, Strange Adventures, a bunch of other stuff, but a lot of stuff from First, Eclipse, and Pacific was in those boxes, and I don't know what happened to them. So luckily, a lot of stuff not very expensive, so I can reacquire. There we go. Reacquire those comic books. Point included is my Star Reach. Been getting those back again. Star Reach Classics, Jim Starlin and Dave Dave Sim. This is number 1. Star Reach #9. This may complete my Star Reach run. I gotta look at my CLZ app and I'll be able to know. #13. Star Reach was a good book, highly recommended. From Beyond the Unknown, #18. This is a funny cover. He's bored, trying to hitch a ride somewhere. And Mystery in Space 116. And on to some commissions. Steve Conley was gracious enough and kind of to do the Smiling Jack for me. Bask in its glory. Look at that. That's Smiling Jack. That is just a tremendous commission. I love it. He nailed the character perfectly. The clouds. It's like it could be a cover to a comic book in the '30s. It's just so good. By Steve Conley. Wonderful. Frame Brothers. Winnie the Witch. I think Ghost Manor. Horror Host. One of the Ghost books from Charlton. They did a Winnie the Witch for me. A little disco. A little Ditko-esque little stool she's sitting leaning against, and on the sides here, very much Ditko. So next year I'm going to get them a reference of Impy the Imp and have him drawn next, or maybe the Mysterious Traveler. I don't know yet, but this is from the Frame Brothers. That is it for the haul for Baltimore. The trade's coming, like I said, in November. I'm going to do a video probably then and what I picked up at the con in November. And with, of course, the Danny Blaze Firefighter #1. A couple of recent books for those out there who... Oh, I guess it's old art. I've never showed this before. This old alter ego from 1962. The winner of 62 to 63. Old alter ego. Tough, man. These are tough to find, too. everything seems to be tougher and tougher the older we get, right? One of the newer books that I really enjoy, because Jim Calafiore, who I mentioned before on my channel, how much I enjoy his work. Always, oh, that's right. I didn't. It's put away. I got a commission. Of Exo Man of War, but it's in my portfolio. I can't get it right now. But everyday Jim Calafiore, follow him on Instagram. Does a daily sketch in a pretty big notebook, warm up sketch he does. Then he cuts them out, undoes the fabric, and sells them at the con. I was able to get one from him, a nice Exo Man of War, very cool piece. That's in my portfolio. Can't get it right now, but he's working. Other than his Ned Lord of the Pit 2, that's coming out soon. Check him out on Instagram. He's online. He's doing a recent book for a company for Mad Cave, Defenders of the Earth, with the King features characters, Mandrake, what's his name, Zothar, his Mandrake's buddy. I can't remember, but Calafiore was doing the pencils in this. Dan Dino, Jim Calafiore. But again, got the Phantom. Again, he's got a revolver. I've not read this yet, so I'll be interested to know why he's got a revolver. And here's number 2. Defenders of the Earth. Highly recommended. I've not read all the issues to comment. I've scanned it. I've not read page by page to tell you, oh my gosh, it's a good story, bad story, but the artwork, excellent stuff. Again, that's about it. Kept this at 37 minutes. Sweet. Again, where are my people at? Let my people go. Again, Easy Comic Reader, Psychotronic Squirt Gun, Cheap Comic Collector, Heroes for Hire Comic Club, and a Cup O Comics. Check them out on YouTube. I'm sure they're on Instagram. Follow them. Be kind. Let's see what they got to say. I'm sure it's stuff that we all need to learn and need to know about. Expand our horizons. That's what I always say. There's some people who don't feel that way, who turn their nose up to certain things that we've kind of discussed yesterday on the Graphic Man. Don't be pretentious. We're all in this. It's the same club. We all love comics. We wave the banner. We wave the flag. We love our comic books, old, new, in between. You love the medium. You love the medium. So we learn from each other and respect each other, and we'll be good to go. All right, folks, you take care, and I will see you probably in November with the Danny Blaze trade, and I got a couple other books I'm trading, so it's always fun, All right, you guys take care. Be good to each other. And folks who are down there in Florida and the South, best wishes to you. My prayers and thoughts are with everybody there. I know for one person, Night Tiger, Don the Comic Book Junkie, they're all down there. And Steve Conley, hope all's well with him. He's in Florida, and we'll see how. Hopefully everything pans out well. Guys, take care. God bless.